Hello, welcome back, dear ones. Are you battling with your insecurities? And specifically with maybe insecurities when you have to go to an event or a meeting or a party and you don't know anyone and you don't know if the people who will be there are kind, are will be accepting of you. You just don't know until you get there. And you feel these anxieties and these thoughts. They could be thoughts, but they could also be just emotions where you feel uneasy, where you feel tight. And in this video, I want to give you a process which is gonna totally dissolve this insecurity topic. But not only that, it's also going to help you in moving forward in your development, in your growth process, as in becoming more of who you are, living more as who you are. Because oftentimes this concept, and I say concept of, yes, I am an eternal soul, I'm energy, I'm consciousness, I know this, that's all fine and well, but often seekers and light workers and people on the spiritual path, they get stuck as soon as 3D situations, like for example, going to an event where they're the only one, not knowing anyone, or where they just don't know anyone, where they are confronted with their little self, with their ego, with their programming, and the programming and the way we feel about things has its origins in our experiences. The way we experience situations like that before, and maybe also certain times where we were rejected. So what may come up before a situation like that, maybe all the situations or all the feelings from the situations where we have been rejected, where we did not feel accepted and did not feel liked, or did not feel like we belonged there, or we felt uncomfortable. So all of this may rush in and may cause us to feel insecure and tight, and may also cause us to then not being able to enjoy the event or the party or whatever it is, because we're so concerned with, will I say the right thing? Will I be accepted? And so even though we may theoretically know who and what we are, in situations like this, that's a simple life situation, we may act as if, or feel as if that wasn't the case, as if we weren't an eternal soul, as if we weren't love consciousness, but we feel totally in our body, in our being, as in the personality, the person. And so now I'm going to show you how you can use a situation like that to actually grow more into your soul self. So, how do we do this? We notice what we feel, and we also may know where this comes from. And then we remember we're not the only ones in that situation. So when you go to that party or that meeting or that event, there are other souls there, there are other humans there. And there are certain basic needs every human has, right? And one of the basic needs that every human has is the need for acceptance. We all want to be accepted on some level. And so if you enter the situation remembering that every single person here also has the need for acceptance, and we don't know how they feel. Oftentimes we think there's a group of people, they all feel the same, and we're the only one that is outside of that group. But usually that's not the case. It's not the beehive mentality. There are lots of different individuals. And every single one has their insecurities. Now, some may be more confident than others, but generally, they all have their insecurities. And so all of them gather, and all of them have, as a basic need, underneath it all, the need for acceptance, for approval, for wanting to be liked. And so when we enter the room, remembering that, and then instead of focusing on our own need and wish to be accepted, and say, I'm going to use this situation now to polarize towards service to others, So I'm going to make myself brighter using this everyday situation of being invited to somewhere or being in a meeting. And I'm going to use this now to be more, to experience this as more of who I really am. And I do this by looking at the needs of others instead of my own needs. Because I can identify my needs, and they're also human beings, I can assume that to a lesser or more extended degree, it's the same for almost everybody there. So then I engage in the interactions with others with how can I respond to their need or needs. So how can I make the person beside me feel more accepted? How can I show them and let them know you're just perfect the way you are? Like, we meet here, we encounter, we have a conversation, we get to know each other maybe, or we talk about some topic, but I accept you. You don't need to change anything, you don't need to please me. I fulfill the need for you to feel accepted, to feel more at ease so you can be more yourself. And by me serving the other self that way, allowing them to feel comfortable, to feel accepted, to feel at ease, to feel like they can be themselves, I serve them. And the side effect of that is I'm not preoccupied with my own insecurities. Now, don't go around counseling people and, trying to help them. It's like engage in the natural flow of conversation, but with the focus of I serve the need for you to feel accepted because I am acceptance, and that's it. It's not a function of so you accept me back. It's because I am acceptance, because everything is accepted. And because I'm love, because I'm acceptance, that's my state of being when I enter this room. And so by you then focusing on that, your insecurities, your worries, your anxieties will disappear because you're no longer giving your ego or that part of your ego the attention. You're no longer feeding it, looking at, was that a real approval or did they just nod and really think something different? And I mean, we can get lost in that. And in the end, it doesn't really matter what other people think anyway. It's so irrelevant. But we know that humans have the need to be loved, to be accepted, to be liked, and so we can serve them that way. Not as a strategy so that they like us back, but as an expression of who we are. We are accepting. So whoever comes close to us, whoever comes near us, wherever we go, we can just share this acceptance. And that's service to others. So that way we can use these situations to polarize, to be brighter, to shine our light more. So you go home knowing I glow more than when I went into the situation. Isn't this just wonderful? I got the chance to serve. I got the chance to serve. And you may have enjoyed yourself extremely during that event or that party or that meeting, because you weren't focused on you and how you were accepted. And generally, yes, it's true. If you extend acceptance, you also are more likely to receive acceptance. But that does not have to be your preoccupation, because that's what the ego is concerned with. Because the ego feels insecure. You, as consciousness, as love, as soul, connected with everything and everyone, you have absolutely no reason or need or even ability to feel insecure, because you are all. You are the other self. You are the situation. So there is no need to feel insecure about anything. It's the ego that does that. And the awareness helps. So try this. Like, all the theories are fine and well. And if you feel now that, this sounds great and you can use this for other situations too, put it to the test, because only when you experience something, when you go through it, when you apply it, will you know, does this help me? Is this useful? So try this, apply it, and see what changes for you. And my guess is that you will grow in confidence, because that confidence is not tied to the ego. It's the natural confidence of you knowing who and what you are. No need to prove, no need to please, just being love and acceptance and joy and connectedness and unity. So let me know if this helps, and also once you have applied it and once you have tried it, come back and let me know, or write an email and let me know what the result was, whether this has been helpful. And now I'm inviting you to send me everyday life situations, or situations that you may be confronted with. And if you have a question about how to use this as a lesson, how to use this situation in a positive way, write that to me, either by email or in the comment section, and I will answer your questions. Because once we understand how to use any situation in life, we master life. We master 3D, and we become eligible for 4D experiences. Because we understand what this life is about. But in order to understand, we must be willing to take the lessons and to go through them and learn from them, and then actually master them so that we don't have to repeat them. So if you can think of any situation, whether it's with your partner, with your kids, with work, with your health, with something internal, something external, with politics, with anything that you struggle with, where you feel, yeah, I might be on a good path, but then something comes up and it trips me up and I lose my spiritual focus again. I'm totally within my 3D self again. Anything. Write that down, because I also think that whatever you share, you're not the only person struggling with this. And I will answer these. I will show you ways of how to use any life situation, whether it's divorce, loss, struggles, lack, anything. Give me specifics and I will answer specifically to those questions. And that way we actually teach and learn how to use this life as our teacher, because that's what it's about. That is mastery. And so by us doing this together, we become masters. By us running away from it and saying, well, I am pretty spiritual, but whenever this comes up, I'm not. We're not using the catalyst. We're not using that life situation. And sometimes it can be helpful for some guidance on how can I actually use this? How can I get out of my programming or my usual way of responding? I'm going to love you and leave you for today, and we'll talk again next time if you want to.